welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I'm Katlego Moagi, and today we'll be discussing relationships. As you can see, I'm not alone. I'm here with a friend of mine who'll be helping me just go through the whole dynamics of relationships, our views on relationships, and I'd like to encourage you to also be part of the conversation by leaving a comment answering the questions that I will be asking her today. Sandra, welcome. Just tell the people a bit about yourself.
I don't know what they would want to know, but my name is Sandra. I am from Zimbabwe, and I've been living in South Africa for about 20 years now. I studied clinical psychology at the University of Witwatersrand.
Thank you, and thank you for being part of this.
Thank you for having me.
Alrighty, let's just start off by establishing what is your current relationship status.
I'm single.
Okay, and
Very single.
guys, did y'all hear that? She's not just single, she's very single, and like y'all can see for yourselves. Okay,
Oh my goodness.
Why are you single? I'm sure they want to know.
I don't know if it's deep, really. I think I just haven't met the right person. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think it's deeper than that. Yeah. But I don't know.
And so it's a matter of just meeting the right person. And would that mean that you're not comfortable with your current relationship status, or are you comfortable? What would it be?
What do you mean comfortable?
Like, are you fine with being single at this stage?
I'd like to not be single, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Yeah, because some people would say, okay, I'm single, but I'm single by choice.
I see. I see.
I
see. I'm working on myself type thing.
No. Different reasons.
I mean, while you are single, you cannot just sit around. You'll obviously work on yourself. You'll continue to, live life as fully as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. But I am not... not willing to be in a relationship right now. I'm ready to be in a relationship. I just haven't met the right person.
The right person. Okay. And we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
And understanding what the right person looks like. And who knows, you might be the right person. And you might just leave your number in the comments or in my DM, and I'll hook you up or something. We don't know. We don't know. You know? Anyway, let's go back to childhood. A lot of what we believe, a lot of what we walk in now, the foundation was laid when we were children.
Definitely.
When you grew up, what was your view of relationships, of marriage?
Okay, so growing up, I thought marriage was the be-all and end-all of life. I grew up in a very religious home and community. And I grew up at a time and in a country where, Zimbabwe wasn't very liberal when I was growing up in the 90s. And also I grew up in a very religious home, Seventh-day Adventist, very staunch, and I grew up in the church. So marriage is something that, after school, that's what you do. You get married and you have kids, and... that's just how it works. So growing up, it's something that I looked forward to. And I thought, after school, maybe do a degree or a course or something and then get married. Like in my early 20s. That's what I thought growing up. That my life is going to work out, and that's what I thought a successful life looks like. Yeah.
And when it didn't happen, when you didn't get married in your early 20s, how did that affect you? What did it mean to you?
Yeah. It was depressing initially because I didn't know what else to do with myself, I thought my purpose in life was to get married and have kids and raise a family. And so when that didn't happen when I wanted it to happen, it was depressing, especially watching your friends getting married and having kids. Only later when I started living a more meaningful life, went back to school and started finding my identity outside of a partnership or a desire to partner, that's when I think I started to relax and to kind of accept that it doesn't happen at the same time for everyone. Yeah, and it's okay. Our journeys are different, and that's okay. Yeah, and I also think, sorry to cut you off, and I also think moving to South Africa also definitely helped a lot in accepting that, because life is very different here. Like, people don't get married in their 20s. They don't grow up in high school thinking, oh, when I reach 20, I'm going to get married. No, people are like still living their lives in their 30s. People are still okay with being single and still, building their careers and stuff like that. So being in a place like this, I think, in a country like South Africa, I think I started to relax and I started to see life a bit different. Yeah.
That just made me think of something. So you were in Zimbabwe and everyone was like, okay, marriage is something to aspire to. You come to South Africa and not for everyone, but for some people, career is what you aspire to towards. How do you think, let's talk about South Africa, how do you think that outlook of life, to say I'm not going to pursue marriage, or whether I marry at 20 or 30 or 35, it doesn't matter. How do you think that affects how we do relationships, how we do dating, like our vision in dating? What's your opinion around that?
I think there are definitely pros and cons. The pros being, I think you tend to enjoy relationships more when you are not like focused on it must end in a marriage. Like you kind of then just leave and just enjoy life, and you open yourself up to meeting different people and have a choice as to like, is this the person, is it not? Compared to someone who's thinking at this age I should be married. What if the right person hasn't come along, or you haven't really discovered yourself, you don't really know yourself well? Then you kind of like tie yourself down to someone that at 28 you are not going to be compatible with. Maybe at 20 and at 22 you kind of seem like you're going in the same direction, but what happens at 28 when you mature and you realize you are just going in different directions? So I think the pros of just having that mindset of it doesn't have to happen in my early 20s. I just want to just live and enjoy life and build a career first. The pros are that then by the time you do start thinking of marriage, you're mature enough, you know yourself, you've experienced yourself in different contexts, like with friends and as an employee, and you've gotten a lot of feedback about who you are and worked on some stuff that getting into a marriage at 20 or 22 you might not have discovered about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the cons?
The cons. Oh my goodness. I feel like there's a lot more playfulness that especially men do not then get out of. Then they want to continue playing, they want to play.
Definitely.
Yes. And then women get to a stage where they're like, okay, now I'm ready, and guys are like, no, we're not.
We're still playing.
We're still playing.
Chilling.
Yes, we're still chilling, we're still enjoying, and there's a younger group of women that I can continue playing with. Whereas in Zimbabwe, or at least in the community that I come from, in your 20s you settle down. No, there's going to be no one to play with because people are going to partner up and settle down. So that's just not the culture. People weren't playing around and dating different people and kind of like going out and doing stuff. No, you meet someone, the purpose of dating is to settle down. So there are not very many women in their late 30s that are still single, unless if your partner has died or you're divorced. So I find that the pro of that kind of outlook on life and marriage makes it such that there are more marriages and families. And I also think they do tend to be successful because of not having gone through a lot of people,
Yep.
so not having
Comparisons
Yeah.
and that, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, whereas if you've dated a couple of women or a couple of guys, then it's like, oh, I'm still
Yeah.
trying to recreate what I had with that
Someone
person,
else, and you fail to appreciate what you have now with this particular person.
exactly.